Go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bryce Weiler. I was born 4 months premature with an eye condition called retinopathy of prematurity, which caused me to be blind. And growing up, listening to sports on the radio was always really important to me, listening to Brian Barnhart and Don Fisher commentating college basketball. And I didn't think that I would be able to be a part of sports since I cannot see. Some of you play on the Cubs or various sports teams here, whether it be basketball, cross country, or maybe even flag football. But for myself, I didn't think that I would be able to take part in sports since I can't see. But it was during my time in college that I was able to sit on the Evansville men's basketball bench thanks to former Evansville head men's basketball coach Marty Simmons. Sitting on Evansville's bench really changed my life because it gave me the opportunity to be around players and coaches and to be around sports, all things that I did not think that I would be able to do since I cannot see. It really showed me that if you have people in your life who really care about you, then the obstacles and the challenges that you face, they are so much easier to overcome, because Marty Simmons letting me sit on Evansville's bench got me interested in doing what I'm doing now for people who have challenges all across the country, giving them opportunities to experience programs in sports, ballet, cheer and dance, the arts, all with my nonprofit, the Beautiful Lives Project. But it wasn't just the coaches at Evansville who helped me, it was students who would help me get my tray in the cafeteria or go shoot with me at Evansville's practice gym. And this was something that these students didn't have to do, and they did it because they wanted to help me, and they wanted me to be successful in my life doing the things I wanted to do in my life. And I'm really grateful for those students who helped me, and I wouldn't have been able to make it through college if it wasn't for those students. You know, people always, in the articles that I've been in, like to talk about how I'm a broadcaster who's blind who commentates games on the radio, and media always thinks that's super interesting. But the more important thing I think is interesting is all the people who've been willing to help me. Ever since I was here at the middle school, I had various teachers, Mr. Houchin for science, and he used to always have to get all of his worksheets turned into my teachers so that they could put them into Braille so I could read them. And, that was a little extra work on him to make sure that he had his worksheets done on time so that I could then be able to read them and Braille out my answers on my Braille typewriter. But he did that because he valued me being able to learn science and to be a part of his class. And I think that is one of the things that teachers always do, is they always try to help their students and to teach them the proper manners and teach them whatever subject is their chosen field to have studied in college, to teach students, but also teaching students how to be great people is important too. And that's something students, they don't really give credit to their teachers when they're in school with them necessarily, because they just think teachers are always going to be there and always going to be teaching, and while they're always going to be teaching because that's something that they've given their life over to doing. I think giving credit to your teachers is important because they're the ones who set you up on the path to having a great life. If it wasn't for teachers teaching me how to properly use my cane, I wouldn't be able to cross streets with 8 lanes of traffic when I go to Baltimore to do my programs with their baseball team. Or I wouldn't know how to read Braille so I can read the proper signs on the bathroom so I don't walk into the wrong bathroom. Actually, the first time I walked in the wrong bathroom was at this school. It was kind of embarrassing in 2004, but I just turned around and ran back out of there and hoped I didn't get in trouble and moved on, I guess. But teachers and people who do jobs like that, they are really important to this world. So I hope as you finish middle school and head into high school, you think about finding a job that makes you happy, but also finding a job where you can give back to others, whether you do something that's in business, where you help people learn how to manage their money, or you decide you want to help someone who's blind learn how to use a cane or how to read Braille. You can study all those things at college. So doing that, but also really being willing to help people, because I've found there's a major gap whenever students get into middle school and into high school, and they don't want to help someone who's blind or someone who's deaf or someone who's in a wheelchair because it isn't the popular thing to do. You get in all these friend groups for the most part, and you don't really want to help people because you think others are going to stare at you and you don't really want to do it. But when you were younger in 4th grade, 5th grade, you used to do all those things. But at some point, you have this change in your life, and you decide, oh, people, they are now going to stare at me or to think of me differently. So I don't really want to help people. But you shouldn't go from that, because if you did it when you're younger, there isn't any reason why you can't do it when you're older. Because when you get back into, when you go to college, hopefully all of you will make that choice or make whatever choice best suits your life and your life goals. Hopefully you will still continue to do that, because those are all things that are really valuable, helping others, and also not letting someone tell you that you can't do things in your life because you might be different, or someone doesn't think that you can't do something because you might have a challenge like not being able to see or being in a wheelchair. People told me that I wouldn't find a job working in sports because I can't see, and that I couldn't commentate sports on the radio as a blind broadcaster. But I've been able to do both those things, commentating about 140 sporting events on the radio for about the past 9.5 years now, and also helping many sports teams make their stadiums more accessible for people who have special needs, like Baltimore's baseball team, and with the Bees as well. And I've done that by just deciding I'm going to go out and I'm going to show people the value that I can bring to their sports team or their company by emailing them, calling them, whatever it might be. Because while I have put my name in for many jobs in sports when working for other companies, I've never been able to obtain one of those jobs, because sometimes people find out that I can't see, and that makes them a little nervous of, oh, how's Bryce going to be able to navigate around our company? Or what's the special training and things like that Bryce is going to need to be successful in his role with our company. And so all the work I've gotten is from emailing people and calling people. So at some point, when you've found that great job of whatever makes you happy in life, always be willing to hire someone who may not have been given that chance by other people. The people throughout my life who've given me those chances: Anthony Icavone with the nonprofit The Beautiful Lives Project and New Britain Bees, John with the Orioles, have really changed my life, because if it wasn't for those two men, I don't really know what I would be doing in my life now. They've both given me purpose and passion in my life, and they have given me the opportunity to be able to give back for all those people who helped me out in college at Evansville. And when I was in graduate school, it was a lot harder to find students who wanted to help me. There were many days I'd be standing down by the cafeteria in my dorm and asking random students if they want to eat with me or help me. And they'd just walk by me and wouldn't really say anything to me. Or they'd tell me they'd be scared to guide me because I can't see. And having both those times in college, at Evansville, having all the students who wanted to help me, and then at graduate school, going through the struggle of finding people to help me, that really showed me the value of never taking for granted when you have someone who wants to help you in your life, and always being caring and kind to them, and showing them how much whatever they've done for you means to you. So I think that's something you should do for your teachers on a daily, weekly basis, whether it's running up and telling them thank you, giving them a hug if they're a hugger, or a handshake if they're not, and really also being kind to your parents, or people who help you out in your life, because while you might not always understand why they're telling you something, typically for the most part it's something that is for your best interest and something that you should try to consider moving forward in your life. So as I think about what I've been able to do in my life, it's been a lot of sitting on my computer, emailing, calling people by myself, but it also hasn't been without all the people helping me. I have 3 little sisters at home who do really great things. They're all basketball stars, and now my oldest sister Kenzie, she's able to drive, so that makes me feel old. But seeing them excel on the basketball court, that's something that is really of value to me, because I was never able to play sports. So being able to live through them and their successes in basketball, Kenzie, Kirsten, and everyone else as well. So never let anyone tell you that you can't do things in your life, because if you do that, you're just letting them hold you back. And you shouldn't let people hold you back, because you're never going to be able to live your dreams in your life. Although I might never be able to see the work that I'm doing now in Baltimore with their baseball team, helping them make Camden Yards more accessible for all fans, blind fans, fans in wheelchairs, things like that, and my work with the nonprofit, and also getting to come here every year. Mr. Thompson's kind enough to let me come and speak to all of the 7th graders, because we have made that judgment call that this is the point in your life now where you start shaping your life for the future. Being able to do all of these things are things that are really important to me and things that I really value every day, and I'm honored to be able to do them on a daily basis. So hopefully you'll take a chance to look at my nonprofit website on your phones or tablets or whenever your teachers or staff would let you do that. Our website is www.beautifullives.org. Share it with your parents, whether they want to host an event or give some funding to our nonprofit, help us open up chapters all across the country. I'd be happy to take whatever questions you might have about my life, overcoming obstacles and challenges, and commentating games on the radio. My name is Bryce Weiler, and thanks for listening to my speech.